Well, YouTube, you already know. Boy, Latin assassin himself, Big Lou, tapping back in. Well, what it do with Big Lou? See on two, baby, baby. Be highly appreciated if you haven't already. Sub, like, share the channel here at What It Do with Big Lou with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buds, amigos, panas. Having little problems here. Hold on, I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Let me tap out 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I tapped in. I tapped out. I thought the little earbuds weren't connected, but they are connected. If you guys can hear me, give me a 1. And if you can't hear me, then you won't give me anything. If you guys don't mind, give me a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me. I got 2 people in here, but you guys ain't commented, so you probably won't comment on that. Yeah, because the way these earbuds work is that you got to be tapped in. You have to have them on and connected before you tap in. So that's why I had to tap out and then I tapped back in to make sure I was connected. So I don't know if anything was heard what I said earlier. Okay, cool. Want to let Big Lou with no football. Got a lot of cleaning done. That's that right. So me, I didn't watch when it came to football. I didn't watch anything. Even the playoff games. I watched the Super Bowl. And then for the most part, out of the 17 games, the Raider games, I watched majority of the first one, got turned off. I was sick during that time too. That's when I was sick for a couple of weeks with that COVID. Um, I watched the first game up until the start of the fourth quarter, maybe just 2 or 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, gave up, was feeling terrible, wanted to go back down. I was disappointed on how I see my team playing because season, they got Josh McDaniels. He knows how to win, and it was all just a big disappointment. The way they came out and played. Like I said about this guy, I don't believe he knows how to coach a full game, a full 60 minutes. I don't believe he knows how to coach. Now I forgot his football. I can't think of his football 12-minute quarters or 15-minute quarters. So it's either 48 minutes or 60-minute football game. I don't believe he knows how to coach an entire game. I don't believe he knows how to manage the clock right. I don't believe he's too strategic. It's one of those things. Yeah, he was a part of a winning organization in New England with Belichick and that coaching staff with Patricia. I think it's Matt Patricia, and on the defensive end. And but in my book, how some people say certain guys that became president, or they were good vice presidents, but they weren't good presidents, such as they could say that for Biden right now. I've heard that for George Bush. I've heard it, for and then when it comes to sports, Buddy Ryan was a good defensive coordinator, but head coach not so good. Same thing with this dude McDaniels. A lot of people like me, I forgot that he had coached the Broncos for a minute there, for 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons, and he didn't produce a winning. He didn't have a winning percentage, a good winning percentage. It was under 500. So, anyways, out of the 17 game, I kind of got sidetracked a little bit there. But in the 17 games regular season with the Raiders, I probably only watched 5 games. And I'll be honest, like I said, that first game, the way they played, it just turned me off at bad. And I was just like, man, again with this shit. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. That's how I still feel. I feel it's a big embarrassment, year in, year out. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the coaching staff is. It doesn't matter who's in the front office. It doesn't matter who's the offensive offensive line. It doesn't matter who the freaking defensive line. It doesn't matter who the secondary is. It's the same freaking results. It didn't matter if dad was running the show or son was running the show. It's the same results, you know. And it's real. It's real. It's real old. It's embarrassing. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with everybody. It's one of them things, man. It's one of them things. Just very embarrassing. Just the best way I can put it without getting vulgar. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, it's just one of them things. I'm trying to keep it cool and not cuss and shit, but it sucks. I put it that way. And come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so anyways, one of them things, like I said, and it sucks. But I'm here at the park. Brought Daisy out, play a little bit of fetch and a little bit of tug of war. Little tug of war, a little fetch, and a little get her on the flirt pole a little bit. Because we missed the flirt pole yesterday. So we'll do that today. Do a little something because I'm trying to keep her drive, because she was for the most part she was in the backyard for a long time. Like the majority of her first 5 months of her life. I've had her a month now. And I just recently on Friday, I recently well, I knew her weight already because I took her to the vet. She got her shots, the rabies shot, and then the next day I took her to get her when I got her ears cropped. They weighed her again, which was 2 days later, and then and then I weighed her again for the day. But the only thing is, when I weighed her, I just picked her up and held her on a scale. I weighed myself first, and then I weighed myself holding her. And so 6 months. She's born on August 8th, 2022. So pretty much the 8th of the new month. She's another month older. 60 pounds right now. She's about 60 pounds, 62 pounds. But I just say 60. 6 months old, like I mentioned. Her head is 17 inches round, and her height, she's 17 and a half inches from the withers. Okay. So she's already the height of a classic and probably even standard. Well, standards, when it comes to females on the XL, the extra large side, males are 20 inches to 23 inches tall. That's the extra large, the XL. Okay. Females are 19 through 22. Okay. So she's only an inch and a half off of XL height of a female, which is 19. That's what it starts at for an XL. So she's almost there already. It's 6 months old. Some people don't seem to realize when it comes to the weight, that doesn't matter. Everything's by height when it comes to these dogs. So you see some dogs that are, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, and they're pocket bullies. Not pockets. They would be like standards. But you would think 80, 90 pounds, I would consider that's definitely a large dog, because largest started like I believe 50 pounds. 30 pounds, anything under 30, small. 30 to like, I think it's 50 is considered medium, and then 50 pounds and over is considered large. Um, so anyway, she's almost her mom has a 25-inch head. We'll go off her mom's size. 25-inch head on her mom, 120, 125 pounds. And then her mom's, I think she's about 20, I think her mom's like 23 inches tall. Um, which is good for a female. And then the dad is about 2 inches taller, about at least 2 inches on the head at least, and then about 15, 20 pounds heavier. Her dad compared to her mom. So I'm thinking I put a prediction that she's gonna be. I believe she's gonna be. I believe she's gonna be a 22-inch head, 21 to 22-inch head. Excuse me. Um, I think she's gonna be about 23, 24 inches tall, and then about, I say, 90 to 110 pounds. Um, I could see easily. She's only, like I said, she's only 6 months, so easily I could see her almost doubling that. I mean, easily I could see her putting on 30 pounds in a year. You know what I mean? Because dogs. A lot of times the dogs. You'll hear people saying it too. A lot of times about them. Them complaining on how their dogs look, because even though their father might be a 160-pound male and the mom, 100 pounds. A lot of times these boy dog these well even females too, but a majority of the boys will be like 8 months old, 10 months old, or even a year and 2 months, a year and 4 months, and they'll still look like tall and slender. And some people they don't like that look, which I understand, but you got to be patient, because eventually, excuse me, you come back to that dog, and a few months later, hey, what are you eating? A few months later, now he's why got a hell of a H frame. He got a huge dome. It caught up to him. And that seems to happen a lot. But some people don't. They get upset fast and they get impatient, and they don't trust the blood. The blood of the dog. Luckily for me, Daisy, like, she's already thick. Like, she's thick already. You know what I mean? And she's got in the month that I've had her, she's got a lot bigger, because which this is what I'm going to touch on. We went to Saturday was my son's birthday. He turned 17, but our other son came down from Stockton, and he brought his standard female, which he calls fat girl for short. Last time her and Daisy were together was about probably 10 days ago. 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks now total. And she was they were about exactly the same height, but Daisy had her outweighed by 3 pounds. And the only reason I knew that is because we took them to get their rabies shots, and fat girl was weighing at 53 pounds and Daisy was at 56 pounds. Excuse me. Daisy was 55 pounds and fat girl was 52 pounds. And like I said, same height. And Daisy's 6 months old and fat girl's 10 or 11 months old. So anyways, now we brought them back together and we went to the Bay Area, to the marina. And it's clear from the pictures that Daisy's already passed her in height, and for the most part, fat girl's not going to grow anymore. Not tall wise. She'll get thicker, you know what I mean? And she's a standard. She's not an XL, so she's a standard. He got the dog as a gift, for graduation gift, kind of. It wasn't initially that. It was a dog got, I don't know, given or bought for a family member and somebody's daughter. She didn't want it, and they were going to give it back to where they got it from. And then my son, little Lou, ended up keeping it. So she's not papered, but you can send into the ABKC, which stands for American Bully Kennel Club, which they cater to American bullies mostly the big dogs, American bulldogs, English bulldogs, American pit bull terriers, Staffordshire. That's what it seems like they concentrate on, and but they cater to the bullies, because that's the name, and the name's in the title, American Bully Kennel Club. So you can send in. You got to take pictures of the dog from all the angles. Hey, where you going? Come here. Where you going? She just found this big old stick and she just took off towards the car like she's gonna go take it to the car, but the car's a distance away. I don't know. Can you see her running away? She's way over there. Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Let's go. See, she comes back. All right, she's gonna come back, but see how well she does. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, girl. Here she comes. She on there? Anyways, so yeah, you can take pictures of the dog from the front, from the back, from both sides, and then send them in, and it'll determine if he or she fits the criteria for as American Bully. So the only thing with that is that yeah, she's registered with the Kennel Club, but as far as the pedigree, you still don't know who she's related to, all that type of stuff. There's no record of lineage. You know what I mean? Like with Daisy, for example, I should be getting her papers any day. Sometime this week, I should be getting it because I paid the extra money to get it back within 10 business days. So you figure all last week already went by, and I believe I mailed it on a Sunday, not last Sunday, which was yesterday, but the Sunday before. So you're talking all those days already. So I should be getting it within but if it don't come this week, by the beginning of next week. There's like an extra $15 charge for that to get it back within 10 days, 10 business days. And I have because I have a copy of her brother's. Well, actually, it's a screenshot, but I can pull up all the the parents, obviously, which I know I have pictures of them. The grandparents on both sides, I have pictures of them. But then I don't have nothing further back than that as far as picture wise. But I have all the like five, I think it's like 6 or 7 total generations of grandparents, great grandparents, great grandparents dating back. So you can, cross reference all that. And I started noticing too in Daisy's coat, when I first got her, that's why I named her Daisy La Azula, which means Daisy the Blue, because she's gray, right? And people won't say. Usually they don't say gray. They usually say blue. So I named her Daisy the Blue. But now she's starting to show a lot of brown coming in on her. I don't know if you can see all that brown right here by her ears. Right here, you can see brown, and you can see brown on her top line. So I don't know if I could consider her a tri, because she got gray, now some brown, and then white. So I don't know. But anyways, I sent off her Embark testing, the test kit. So I should be getting that any day. And then how that works is you just before you feed them, you get it, and it's like a Q-tip type deal, and you run it inside of their mouth, and you try to get, you get all the DNA particles, or I'm not sure what it's called exactly, and then it goes inside the bottle, and you turn it and tighten it, and then you just go like this back and forth 10 times, and then you mail it off. And then when they get it, they'll test it, they'll find out what he or she, meaning your dog, your male or female, and it'll tell you if he or she's a tri-carrier, meaning are they a tri-carrier, meaning do they carry 3 colors, and that's usually black tri, blue tri, chocolate tri, and then they got lilac tri. So basically, what that just means is that the big name, the first name, chocolate, black, blue, will be the majority of the dog's color, and then it'll have the rust, a little bit of the rust markings around above the eyes, under the eyes, around the mouth, and of course the white. But then they got and then there's one called lilac, which to me looks like a kind of to me it has like a silky look to it. It's like brown. It's kind of like brown. It's kind of gray, between a gray and a brown kind of. It's kind of like shiny looking. And then you got there's another, and then you got those, and you got some that have like patches, not patches, freckles, and they call it ticked. It's kind of like freckles. And then you got, of course, the merles. And then you got this other one called piebald or something like that. I'm not really sure how which one that is. Like what's how you describe that. But anyways, it'll tell you if they carry those. It'll tell you if they carry the Merle gene. It'll tell you pretty much how big the dog will be, and everything's through letters like AY, AT, double D, or uppercase D's means diluted, which means Merle. And the whole purpose of that is that uh, so Daisy's grandfather was a Merle. His name was Horchata. He's passed away. There's a couple of brothers that are around named Becas and Big Woodland, which I've posted those guys. They're well-known names. They're from Scorpion Kennels. Um, but I believe Horchata was from a different kennel. Dusty's something. Yeah, Dusty something. Um, and then so Daisy's mom came out more majority white, and she had some gray patches, which she's posted with Daisy's father on one of the lives about 2 weeks ago, one of the thumbnails. And so majority, I think Daisy's mom, and she had maybe one or two other litter mates that came out, their color were. The rest of the puppies all came out Merle. So, just not logically, you would think, oh yeah, probably, for sure, I would say her mom's got the Merle gene. She's a carrier. You know what I mean? I would have to definitely say that. Like I said, majority of her litter mates, brothers and sisters, were Merle, came out Merle after their daddy. So now she's another generation down. So did it get washed out, or is she still carrying it? And that's a must. I need to know, because if she does carry it, I will not even remotely play with the idea of breeder with the Merle. You know what I mean? Because if you guys haven't heard me say this before, you cannot breed a Merle to a Merle, or even what they call a phantom Merle or a cryptic Merle, which means they don't show it, but they're considered that, right? Or if they carry it in their genes and it shows in their gene that they're a carrier, because what happens is the puppies can come out blind, deaf, or both. And so, from me learning a little bit about the genetics and stuff, how it works, you got the chromosomes. I believe it's the chromosomes. I believe there's two of them, right? There's two, and when you're a Merle, one's incomplete. So if you try to breed an incomplete to another complete, that's where the issue comes in, right? So I want to make sure that I got all that. I know what I'm doing when it comes to all that. You know what I mean? So I've been looking at some boys, and the Merles, the scene. There's a ton of Merle puppies out there for sale. There's a whole bunch. I mean, they're coming by storm, right? It don't even seem like it's rare no more. You know what I'm saying? There's so many Merle puppies out there for sale, and the reason I'm saying that, because this raises the price of the pup. Just for a dog and Merle, the price of the pup will be anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 more than the other litter mates, the other pups in the litter. Females, obviously, well, maybe not obvious. Maybe people don't know. Females go for more than males too, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 more. And then solid colors are usually cheaper. And if you start, if you have a colored pups, like I was just mentioning, the tries, the blue tri, the black tri, the chocolate tri, the lilac tri, that usually raises the money too. I would probably say the lilac's probably the most rare out of those four. And so, it's a big money thing. There's a lot of stuff to learn when it comes to this stuff. If especially like with me, originally when I was breeding American Pit Bull Terriers, there's only a few colors. It's not like now where you got all these colors that you have to, that you're learning about. That that comes from them introducing other breeds to the American Pit Bull Terriers or the Staffordshire Terriers to get for example, the XL bullies, which are they call the double XLs, where they're humongous, right? And a lot of them show the features of like a massive or a bull massive in the mouth, like their mouth, their snouts, and the loose skin that hangs. I don't like that. I wanted my dog to be more tight. Hey, what are you eating? Come on. And so I wanted to be more tight, tight skin structure wise and all that too. And so that's what, they introduced American Bulldog, obviously, Bull Massive, the Massive, the Barbell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And then too, if you look, like I was just mentioning, the black tries. Hey, come on, the black tries and the chocolate tries, those look like straight Doberman Rottweiler colors. And some people don't know about Dobermans and Rottweilers. They come in two colors. Actually, you could say three sometimes. Hey, come on! You got the black with the rust color, right? And then you got the brown with the rust colors, and those are the rare color for Dobies and Rottweilers. And so I believe somewhere down the line they introduced the Rottweilers to the breed too, and that's why you get those colors. Um, you know what I mean? So I like those colors. You know, and another the black dogs, the black pits, or the black bullies have made a comeback. You know, you had the black ones and you had the white ones and you had the white with black, and they're making a comeback. Even the brindles, you see a lot of more brindles now, because originally those were the original color that I remember. And then a little bit of the reddish color, which I used to call red devils because I had one. And then you had the chocolate red noses, and like I said, the red noses. And then you had the one that's kind of like blondish. And then a few years after that, you got the grays got introduced, and I started seeing a lot of the grays, which they got overly bred too. You know, that's when the Gaudis came in, the Gaudis and the Razor's Edge and the let's see, Gaudis, Razor's Edge, Gray Line, and Remy. That's what those breeds came in. You know, so that's where we're at with that. Big Lou, familia, siempre te he hecho la bendición. Eres una buena persona. Te deseo éxito siempre en tu canal. Mi respeto siempre. Oh, see, I need to call a translator. Can somebody translate? No, I understood. Yeah, Jimenez, back at you. Um, so that's where we're at with that. But anyways, so I've been looking at males, but it's just it's not the right time for me to get another male. So you know, uh, a lot of people, a lot of people want to. There's a few kennels that I'm okay. So I like I've mentioned before on here, I follow QNB Kennels, which stands for Quality Nation Bully Kennels. Um, or is it Q? Yeah, it's QBNK, or is it QBNK? Anyways, one of those. Raul's the owner. He's got some nice dogs. They're legitimate XL bullies, but he doesn't. He believes in having a big, nice looking dog, a buff looking dog, a bully looking dog, but not overdoing it. Which his concept and his perspective makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? He wants the tight skin, short muzzle. He wants the dogs to be buff. They want because he exercises dogs. They're active. And like I said, what he believes in, what he wants to go with his program, and where he's already been. Because he's been breeding for 7 years, and a lot of the dogs are productions of his kennel. So he has his own line. It takes like six. You hear some people say 4 or 5 generations. Other people say 6 and 7. And a generation is doesn't just mean breed the dog and that's a generation. No, a generation is like 2-3 years in between. So that's numerous puppies, numerous litters. You know what I mean? And so yeah. So anybody that hears this now and has something other than what I'm saying, put it in the comment section. Or anybody that watches this video later that believes that I'm not in the saying, not going in the right direction with what I'm saying, or they agree with what I'm saying, or if they have another little something to put on it. But 6 or 7 generations, 2 to 3 years per generation. So you're talking, anywhere from a good 12 to 20 years, 21 years of your time, your sweat, your money, your blood, your tears. You know what I mean? Because I don't care how good of a owner you are, man, and this goes down the line. Just go and watch some of these people's content. It doesn't matter if you're Marlon from DDK, if you're Andre from BGK, Big Gemini Kennels, if you're even Raul from QB and NK, there's always something that happens. Dogs get sick like people. So, unfortunately, they get sick and pass away. They get out of the yard, get hit by a car. They get attacked because somebody wasn't paying attention and let a dog out when with another male when females were in heat. There's all kinds of accidents that's happened, tragedies, and and so a lot of these animals wasn't able to get their full potential of life and get to live. Not even not even well, depending which animal, it just it's sad. It sucks and it's sad, but so these, that's why I said that to say, people when they put in their time and effort and money, because it costs to feed these guys, right? They're like kids; they can't fend for themselves. They're not wild animals no more. So you got to buy them food, and then if you want to do it right, you get them better stuff, and and it's going to cost. Like anything in the world, you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? So, and that goes for some of these puppies, man. Some of these puppies, they want, 5 grand, 7 grand, 9 grand, 12 grand, 14 grand. I seen, like I mentioned yesterday, I seen, as far as an advertisement, me seeing it with my own eyes, the most expensive was 14,000. I seen yesterday, and in the same website, they were offering puppies were starting at 5Gs. There were different litters, but 5Gs, 6Gs, 8Gs, 12Gs, 14Gs. So I seen this website. The highest puppy they had on there was 14,000, and the cheapest was 5,000. Then I seen some other puppies they wanted between 1,000 and 1,500. I'm pretty sure the females were 15 and the boys were 1,000. And a lot of times the reason why you see the big gap like that is because the father or the mother or both had never had puppies, or this was their second litter, meaning, they just had a litter 6 months ago. So the puppy's only 6 months. This is the second litter. They don't have really nothing to show for what their dog has produced thus far. So that's one of the main reasons why when people say, hey, you don't just get a male and a female and then you just start making tons of money. You gotta show, you know, and be realistic too. Your females, you should only be breeding them 3 times, 4 tops. You know what I mean? That's what I honestly believe. And then you got to start keeping females out of the litter, like pretty much immediately. If not the second litter at least. And that way you get a line. Once the second litter is born, or excuse me, you have the 2 litters already out there surfaced, not surfaced, but out there, in the bully community. And then when it comes time to breed for the third time, you can say, hey, this is Sunshine's first litter of puppies. They're a year and a half now. Look at the chest, look at the head, look at the structure, look at the feet, look at the whatever it is you're trying to highlight. And then you could be like, here's a second litter from the second litter of Sunshine and Boss Man. You know what I mean? And they're 6 weeks old. Look at the heads, look at this, look at that, whatever it might be. And then when that's when your third one comes around, you're getting ready to breed them. You have those other puppies to show for. And that goes to the same thing if you're with a male. If you're studying out males and you got a male you think is going to be nice and look good, originally you don't have no puppies to show, so you got to charge. You got to be humble about it. You got to, even if you know deep down that the father of your dog, and now you have a son, that the grandfather before that all the puppies they produce, especially males, come out nice, and are, like we say, beast mode, right? Or whatever. It doesn't matter if you believe 1,000% that they're going to be legit and be like nice looking dogs. The proof is in the pudding. So you have to show pictures. And a lot of times these pictures they don't do just one way or the other. Either the dogs look a lot better in person than they do in this picture, or the picture's making them look a lot better than they would look in person. You know what I mean? I think it goes both ways. That's why, like Raul said, from QBNK or Q, I think it's really, I had to look it up, but I think it's Q. Let me look it up right now. Anyways, you gotta, let me see. I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. It's QBN, so Quality Bully Nation. I'm gonna put the link here. Go check out this channel, man. This channel is this channel is the real deal Holyfield right here. It's he breaks down any and everything you can think of on this channel. Anything you can think of when it comes to breeding, Um, so I just posted the link right there. What's up, Sean? I was just thinking about you right now. I was watching that. Uh, you said a word. You said something about somebody being a character, a YouTube character, and I was like, oh yeah, that's my saying. But anyways, yeah, I told you that that dude was full of shit. You know what I mean? Come here, Daisy. Come on. Come here. Hey, Daisy. Come here. Sorry about that. I got a call her. She's a lady, man. It's the first time I seen her on the bike now. I keep seeing her making circles and she's acting like she's scared, and then but stays right here in this area. I don't understand it. I don't understand some people. So, anyways, um, yes, you did a long time ago. Yeah, I know. I know. A fucking dude threatening people and make, you know what I mean? I don't even want to speak on that shit no more because we came on the no fly zone the other day and I said that I was tired of talking about that fucking clown. And it was funny too, is I heard MRE call him a circus clown, and that was the little shorts I did. That was the name of the song. El Payaso de Carnaval, circus clown. so anyways, um anyways, that channel right here, QBNK. This dude, they're out of Texas. Originally, he's from Miami. Cuban cat, Cuban Venezuelan cat. He lives in Texas now. He has a badass yard of American bullies. So what I was saying about him was, he believes in 120-pound probably tops, as far as weight wise with a male. Females, some of his females are like 90 to 100-pound dogs. They're nice. A couple of the females, man, when you initially look at them, you think they're a boy. That's how big and yoked they are, and they have big necks. His female's got about 21, 22-inch heads, which that's nice. That's very nice on a female with like 80 to 90-pound frame. And like I said, there's a couple of his females that are like 100. He just got he's got a good bloodline going there. He's got a good vision. He likes the shorter snout, which that's what Daisy has, and I'm more into that. And he also likes tighter, tighter skin. Where not where here's the mouth and the skin hangs down like a massive. You know what I mean? You see some of the bullies, you can see those traits. The American Bulldog traits. Drop that. Get out of there with that. What is that? Get out of here with that. And this girl picks up stuff to eat everywhere, man. She still has diarrhea. It's not as bad. It's getting a little more. Harder now, but she's had it for like 3 days, man. And so I'm gonna go see what I can find at PetSmart if they have anything for diarrhea. She ate something, but one thing that did happen was I found a little bit of puppy food that I had left, and I gave it to her. And then I ended up seeing something on one of the channels saying that it can mess their stomachs up too if you change them when you change them. So I don't know if that could have been it, but I don't think that was it for a couple of days. You know what I mean? I believe she got something, because sometimes when we go to the park, she gets a little away from me sometimes, 20 feet, 30 feet away. She's getting more comfortable now where she's getting further from me, because before she would just stay right next to me. Yeah, she's been eating grass too. White rice is good for upset stomach. So, because one day I left the crate open and she shit it in the house by the door, right next outside, right in the door. So she probably was, waiting there for a minute, and she had an upset stomach, so she ended up going. I didn't get mad at all because that's my fault. I should have been listening better, while I was sleeping, whatever. But she shit it in the house, and I knew she had an upset stomach. But when we were at the marina in San Leandro that day, the shit she had went one time, and it was more solid. It was solid, and then it got back. She went again a couple of minutes later, and it was a little more, softer. But at the beginning, it was coming out just like brown water. You know what I'm saying? She's eating grass because her stomach is. Yeah. I know that. But she eats sticks, tam bark. She'll chew on them. She'll eat it. But I've caught her a few times trying to fucking smell around poop and shit. Other dogs shit, and that's not good. You know what I mean? That's not good to let them do that. But obviously, she gets ahead of me or away from me. She's sniffing around. I don't know what she's doing. So uh, I'm gonna have to, because she's making it a habit of eating shit a lot, eating stuff, not shit, but I'm saying shit as in stuff on the ground. Yeah, yesterday it was a wrapper, like a Slim Jim wrapper. Um, I don't know if she got a piece out, was it still a little piece out of that, or she just was smelling it. But she's found like licorice a few different times, candy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I stopped her from eating those, though. I was able to catch her, and one time I stopped it, and the next day we come back to that same, because that's the spot we go to. It's right by the pad, the city hall, and so the next day I bring her back, and she's right back over in that spot again. So then I went investigating, and I seen it was the licorice, so I got rid of it. You know what I mean? I got rid of it. I picked it up, threw it away in one of the little bags that you pick up the shit. You know what I mean? Pumpkin from Petco is good for upset stomach, but white rice is best. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to do something, and I'm debating on because these dog foods. I've been reading in the back of these dog foods. I've always knew that cornmeal was no good. And anything with grain, the grains is no good, right? The wheat grains and all that stuff. Um, chicken, the chicken fat, chicken byproducts, which means feet, beaks, who knows, right? It ain't the actual meat and potatoes that we're thinking it is. So, anyways, they got the Victor bag, which I'm not sure exactly the weight, if it's 40 pounds or if it's 35, 40, or 50 pounds, but it's about a $75 bag, right? I feed her twice a day. Let me see. The little thing that I scoop it with is probably the size of a can, a Pepsi can or a beer can. But it's more, it's more round. It's more, you know, it's a actually it's a aluminum flower pot. That's what it is, and I got it at the 99 cent store for 99 cents, so I can use it to scoop. I got this little thing, like the things you put your rice in at home or your flour, those type of things. You can put it in and set it up on your counter or on your shelves. I got one like that for the dog food. That's what it's for the dog food. You know what I mean? And so I got one of those. So I filled it about every, I don't know, every probably once a week. I gotta fill it back up, and it probably holds about a week worth of food. Anyways, I feed her twice a day. As soon as I get up in the as soon as I get off from work in the morning, I come straight home, and then I get the kids up. Um, it's usually a quarter to 7, 10 minutes after 7, could be anywhere from that time. By the time I get home, uh, and then I take her straight outside of the bathroom, right? Let her go pee and poop, usually, and then back inside, and then that's when I feed her food and I change out her water. And then I also have that little guinea pig water bottle that's in her crate that it's got the ball, and when she licks it, that's when the water comes out. It's a leak free. I fill that thing up every other day. She usually gets it down to about half. But when she comes in from walking, when I from using the bathroom, or anytime we go outside and come back in, she goes straight to the water and gulps up a lot of water. What's up, Yankees? Said mine's over there to text Tejas. Um, so um, so I feed her then, and so I got it set up on the cage where it's a little bowl that's tightened up to the cage. I just recently raised it because, like I mentioned earlier in this live, that she's grown already. Where it's visible, it's noticeable. She's grown since I first got her. She's got longer and she's got a little bit wider, like especially like her shoulder areas. And so I raised the bowl a little bit. That way, they got to work the muscles in her neck. And so what I'm gonna end up doing is moving it as she gets taller. You know what I mean? But the thing when I after I scoop the food up from the main barrel, or not the barrel, but the little thing I keep the food in with this flower pot, I get it about this much from the top, and then I go and pour it in the dog food in the little bowl that I have that's connected to the crate, and that one, um, I think it's 20 ounces. Yeah, it's 20 ounces, and I fill it almost to the top, and I feed her twice a day. That's really not that much, for her being a growing dog. It just, to each his own. Some people only feed their dogs once. You know what I mean? Lou, I asked a Frisco Ha, and he said, yeah, he heard of that clown. Nah, I doubt it. 3 months later, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Then he said, I was just guessing because there's some Ha from Chicago that wrote a book. Okay. And he's on YouTube. He thought I was talking about him. I talked to him last week, and he said, Harry, better be careful. Yeah, fuck Harry. Fuck that dude. Fucking straight clown. I've been saying, you know, what I mean, it is what it is. It's just one of them dodo bird ass motherfuckers looking for attention, looking for somebody to possibly get. You know what I mean? And yet he's talking about other people. You know what I'm saying? You don't like Tony Soflo, to each his own. That's, you don't like me, to each his own. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in this shit to try to get people's approval and people to like me because I'm hoping to get something from them one day, or I'm hoping to burn them somehow, some way, set up some scam, whatever the fuck it might be. If you don't like me because of me, though, don't come with some bullshit about me or me, Carlos Nelson, and try to lie about it. You know what I'm saying? And say you make up some lies. Hey, come here. Just a little bit in the street. Come on. And I don't play that shit. That's when you cross the line when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? And you all can see how I responded. How I was looking to not like, what I mean by that is not like, oh, you fuck with the wrong person, or I'm gonna get you, but just showing that I'm not no fucking coward. uh I'm not no coward, so watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, don't lie about me. I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna hit you with words and show the proof that you're saying that I did. You know what I'm saying? If you want, I'll drop the link right here. I dropped the link for you, Sean, and you can come on, or you can just put it in the back thing. Let me see. There's a link if you wanna tap in and come on. That's cool too. But if you want to just tap in and type it in the backstage, your number, that's cool. However you want to do it, I'll see you. I'll see either way. I'll see you either in the backstage. You can put. I think you can do it without me even having to push anything. You just got to hit the link, and then you can come in and you can push it. Leave it in the back. In the back, the chat. It'll just be me and you can see it. Um, and then if you want to come on, if you don't want to come on, then like I said, I can do all that without you having to even come on at all. It's up to you though. Or if you still got the email, I don't know if you got my email address. I could even put that right here, right now, if you want. Let's see. Here's my email if you want to do it that way. There's my email. If you want to screenshot that. Oh, I just text you. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay. Sean Sanfran, Ireland. Okay. Got you. I got it. I'm in the car, bro. Yeah, it's all good. I got it now. I got your number. Let me see to go through. Your number is 415 419 2277. Just playing. All right, I got it. Got you. I'm Russian too, Lou. You're Russian too. That's what's up. But I don't know if you've been to Russia though. You've been to the other place. So let's. What was I talking about? So So yeah, Q, QBNK Kennels, man, Raul. Like I said, you could become a member for just $5 a month, and that way he answers all the questions. Any questions you got, members get priority. Actually, I don't even think he answers questions to anybody else, because he's so booked with all the questions. He said it about an hour and a half a day. He has some. He answers questions, emails, all text messages, phone calls. Um, And so he, like I said, he's got a good vision. What he's got going on, he's already put that vision into play. He's already got a lot of results, and proven results. He also does DNA testing on all his dogs, plus health checks. So you don't get, there's no type of surprises you get as far as, things that genetically wise, not things that are preventable, things that are, uh, kind of, how would I say that, things that are, brought on by somebody and how they treat their dog. As far as food, certain foods you feed them, they can get sick, too. You know what I mean? Different things can develop, and it's not a genetic thing. But yeah. So he's a legitimate stand up, uh, uh, breeder. Business guy. What's that word I was looking for? Transparent. He's very transparent. You know what I'm saying? I've learned a lot of stuff from him in a short amount of time. A lot of it I knew already, but I didn't know some of the terminology. You know what I mean? You ever heard of Cali K9? I heard he's good, but expensive. I think he's up in Sac. No, I haven't, but I've been watching Iron Sharp K9, which he's out of Texas. And I had asked him a question about that, like if he's linked to guys in California, but it's very expensive, man. When you want to do anything like that, you're looking at like anywhere from like, it could be $2,000-3,000 upwards to 10,000 for a fully trained dog, on leash, off leash, and also like uh, 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 bite work, protection work. When it comes to that, though, I watched something the other day, and it kind of like made me change my mind of what I wanted to do on that, as far as when it comes to bite work, because we're here in California. You're very liable for your dog. Even like this guy was saying that this kid walked into a yard, and at first the little kid didn't realize that the gate was open where the dog was at, and then when he noticed that, he kind of like turned around and ran, and he tripped on something, and he fell and chipped his tooth, and they were able to sue the owner, for some money. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, the guy was running down some scenarios, and it was crazy. You know what I mean? So it made me think twice about if I wanted to go that route with her. You know, because she's real protective already as it is. You know what I mean? She's real protective. Look at her right now. Look how she's sitting. I don't know. Can you see that? Let me see. See how she's sitting, and she sees some people. She sees some people over there on the hill. Some people on the hill over there. So she heard the little noise from the kids. So she's watching. She's getting. You know what I mean? She's looking at what's going on. You know what I mean? So she's real. She's a female, which I already knew. Her being. I got enough experience with dogs and know when it comes to American Pit Bull Terriers and bullies, how um how protective they are. You know what I'm saying? Very protective when it comes to the owner, the man. You know what I mean? Especially the man, because she knows that, we got the kids and all that, but she knows that even at the end of, she knows that I'm the man, that I'm the alpha, that I'm the one that feeds her, that you know what I'm saying? She knows that. So you can tell how she behaves around me and stuff like that. So like right now, there's been a lot of times where I'm sitting down like at the bench, and somebody's coming by with a dog, and she'll make sure she positions herself where she's in between me and that dog, and me and that whoever it is, animal, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm very satisfied with her. You know what I mean? What's going on? I talk fam in the house. So yeah. So what I was saying was, let's see, what did you say? He trained my boy's German Shepherd for 10K, but that dog is so smart, and yeah, that's real expensive. You know what I mean? Because German Shepherds are already really smart as it is. The only dog I hear that's probably better than Shepherds is that Malinois, however you say it, the Belgian Malinois, which they're like cousins or something. Um, but yeah, it's real expensive. Leash work, off leash, on leash, and she stays, like when I'm walking. She stays right by me when I'm walking, and then with the leash, she don't really pull. There's been a few times where she's pulled like on the way home because she wants to get inside. It's warm. She's real, she's real. I keep saying she's spoiled. She loves it here with us. Because she's very taken care of. She's spoiled. Everybody shows her love. You know what I mean? She likes getting petted. She likes the attention. That's their companion dog. The bullies are very companion. They're very good with the family, the kids. He'll be good with other dogs. You know what I'm saying? All that. My pit is 13 now and never snapped on a child or smaller dogs. You have to train pits when they're young. And then that's the thing with her too. Immediately, as soon as I got her, we fed her from the hands like this. You can either feed her like this with the treat with the fingers and your thumb, or in the palm of your hand, and she don't snap or no. So that was a good. When I seen her doing that, I was like, oh, okay, good. But I still, I won't lie. I'll be honest about this. I still tell my little one, the 7-year-old, do not touch her or any dog for that matter when they're eating. I'd just rather not even take a chance. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm just being real about it. I don't want to take a chance. I just rather not even go there. Just, that way there can't be a what if. You know what I'm saying? A what if play out. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I walk my dog without a leash, but my girl has to walk her on leash. Coco doesn't listen to her as good. Well, that's because, and that's another thing I was going to say. I keep telling my 12-year-old, you want her to do something, make her do it. Push her, however, push her to guide her, because they'll take advantage. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that was the other part of what I was saying earlier, that she knows that I'm the boss, and she, you know what I mean? So she'll act different with me compared to the kids. When it comes to them, you give them a foot, they'll take. You give them an inch, they'll take a foot. In this case, it'd be more like a yard. You know what I'm saying? But but overall behavior, her temperament is good, man. I was very surprised because I thought for her being the first 5 months of her life being in the backyard, not giving as much attention as like her brother because he slept inside. I thought she was going to be a lot, not a little bit, a lot more rambunctious, jumping, out of control. But nope, not at all. So obviously she mimicked, because at the time it was her mom and then her sister, but the sister from another litter, a different father, another litter. She's about a year and a half. The homie told me he gave her to his cousin, so it's just now the mom and her brother Blanco, and uh, she was out back with the mother and the sister. So I've always, I always know this from personal experience that the puppies will mimic the bigger dogs, and it's a lot easier to get them to do things. That was my other point. What I was going to say earlier, but I didn't finish, was about the puppies. Looking at the puppies, male, but I was like, in my current state, it's just, as far as a living situation, I mean, it's manageable. We can get it done, having another pup. But the fact is that Daisy's only 6 months old, and she's not nearly, yeah, she has a lot of good traits and behavior and temperament, like I said. But as far as the commands, knowing the commands, she doesn't know those yet. Other than sit, and we've been working on her to stay, walk away and try to get her to do that. But the fact is she's not at that level yet. We won't get nowhere with the puppy mimicking monkey see, monkey do with her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, some things they'll pick up, but it's not like where I would want to be at. Put it that way. So what I try to do is I try to get at somebody about maybe giving them a deposit now for a puppy in the future, maybe 8 months in the future. And he shot it down. He said, "No, I don't like doing that because, if it's a dog, litter we have on the ground now, and then too, they, when they have puppies, they keep the puppies up until 10 weeks. That way, if there's any problems with any disease or anything with disease or anything like that, it'll hopefully show itself by then." Can you guys hear me well still? Give me a 1 if you can. And then if it's not as good as it was before, let me know, because I just got a spam call right now. And I don't know if it knocked off my volume, because normally when I use this phone to go live and I get a call, like say I'm on the Bluetooth in the car and through the speakers, and when I get a call on here, what happens is it'll knock off the Bluetooth from playing, and then it'll go real low on the speakers, and I can barely hear it. So I don't know if it's gonna do that now. Okay, you say I'm good. Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah. I just think I'll probably just pass right now. Plus the puppies that I've been finding, even the ones that are real close, because I'd rather keep it California. And I'll be honest about this too. When it comes to the American bullies, the XLs, the big ones, the biggest bracket of like the ABKC, the UKC. Well, actually, I don't even know about them, but like the RKC, the IBKC, They have different ones that are bullies. Majority is bully is their main dog, but they have, like I mentioned earlier, they'll have the exotic, they have the pocket, the micro, the classic, the standard, the XL. You hear some people say double XL, but to be honest with you, that's not a real term that's not recognized. You know, an extra large is the biggest size they recognize. So, like I mentioned earlier, a male is 20 to 23 inches tall. A female is 19 to 22 inches tall when it comes to an XL. But you'll hear some people say double XL um, American Bully. And so basically what that would be 24 inches or taller, you know, because you have some that look like, I mean, they look like they have massive trait, like the Hulk, you know, that dog, the Hulk, Marlin's DDK, the Hulk. You got the dude Andre from Big Gemini Kennels. You got the Cujo and the Rock and trying to think of that other one he had. There was another one he had too. I can't think of the name, but and then you got the Bossy. That's that lady Bossy. She's been doing her thing for like 20 years. Her dogs are all well known, even overseas. You hear the people talking about, oh, it's Willy Wonka's kid, Mr. Goodbar's kid, or those are some of the males. And then the females, you hear Valentina, and there's some other one, Dragon Slayer. I think I don't remember, but you hear the names a lot. And the lady's been real consistent with her bloodline. A lot of them. I mean, she has different colors, but those main names I just was saying now, they're chocolate tries. You know what I mean? Hey, what you got? Get out of there. She's eating something again. Jesus. What do you got? She had a big old something, looked like a big old piece of bread. She got in her mouth. Maybe it's a stick. Hopefully she's getting up to me. Hopefully it's a stick. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's a stick. See? All right, she got a stick. You got a stick? She dropped it. So yeah, it was a big stick. So I was jumping the gun. So yeah, that's that look. She has that consistent look. The lady has produced, and you hear, like I said, in England, these people talk about Willy Wonka and Mr. Goodbar and this dog, that dog. I'm starting to hear these names. Okay, Justin Bieber. What do you think about the so-called spy balloons? They are spy balloons. Done deal. Or believe the fake news. Sleepy Joe is compromised. Bro, nobody cares. Talk about something cool or insightful. Bro, nobody cares. Talk about something cool or insightful. Who are you talking to, me? Talk about something cool or insightful, or are you talking to Sean? Either way, I don't understand where you come over here talking about something insightful when we're over here minding our own business. You showed up talk about something insightful, or so. But if you're not talking to me, you're talking to Sean. Same thing. Hey, oh, same thing. You know, I don't understand that. If you don't like what we're talking about, then you know it's real easy. All you gotta do is go to another channel. You know what I mean? Um, she weighs 65 to 70 pounds. So well, that's a classic or that's a standard, but standards and classics are the same height. The difference is the classic are more thinner and the standards are more wider. That's the difference. If you don't like the content, please, yeah, that's exactly. And this is somebody coming here with the Justin Bieber name. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, so you know what I mean? It just it depends what you like, but the Raul does make a good point from QB and K Kennel when he says that, you know, these double XLs, you know, they're the size, you know, for these dogs being young, you know, 8 months, 10 months, being 140, 160 pounds already, you know, with a big old head and shit, it's not good for the bones, which I get it. And that's why you see a lot of these real big, huge dogs, their feet will be turned out because they're trying to support their weight. And you get better support when they're turned sideways, right? Because you want your dog to be straight. That's called the east-west when they, you know. And so basically, you know, they're trying to support all that weight, you know, which like you said, because, you know, some people are like, oh, the bigger the better, you know, as far as what they're trying to make, but there's usually flaws, like I just said, the feet, you know, the rear end and the back might be up, you know, they might have they could have underbite, overbite, you know, they could have kink tail, they can have cowhawk, I think it's called cowhawk, which basically means it's got like a bow-legged look. Basically what it means is it's a bow-legged look, but it's really talking about, like I just mentioned, the east and west, which are the front feet. So basically, a cowhawk is just the back feet that are out to the side, but it also has a bow-legged look. Um, you got the rear angulation, so the back leg when they're standing, that could be off. The steeple, I think they're called. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Stifles or stifles. I think it is. You got a top lines off. You got roach back. You got they got a lot of different things. The dogs, a lot of times the dogs will be a couple flaws. They'll have a couple flaws wrong with them. And that's he was telling a story about he has Azu's like a double XL female, and he took this little dog he has named Fireball, which is a classic. He's like 70 pounds, and Fireball cleaned up everything about that a lot of what was wrong with the female, and they still threw big puppies, 120-pound puppies, well, when they got full grown, which he only weighs 70 pounds. So it was the mother's size and girth, but brought down a little bit more. And then the father's, structure, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how you start doing it. You take this dog that has this wrong, but everything else is good about her, and you want to make her your foundation dog, whatever. You take this pretty closest perfect male you can find, because there ain't no such thing as perfect, but there are such things that are near perfect. I would say so, right? So you take this male that's say 94%, 92% perfect, 95% perfect, and you breed her to this big female who has a couple flaws, right? She might have east to west feet in the front, she might have a little loose skin, you know what I mean, around the mouth, stuff like that. So you take this nice male that's 75 pounds, 75 pounds, a classic to a double XL, but it cleans it up. You know what I'm saying? It tightens up the skin. The feet become more correct. You know what I'm saying? The structure more correct, all that type of stuff. IP, I never did, but my boy swears on boiled chicken. Yeah, that's another thing. So I always was raised, you don't give the dog chicken, but when you give it to them raw, the bones are not no issue, right? So that's what I was going to say earlier when I was talking about the bag of dog food. Victor is about $75 a bag, and I'm not sure if that's a 35-pound, 40-pound, or 50-pound sack, but they do offer for a one-time thing. They offer a big discount, right? But if you're only buying one bag, $75 bag, you get, say 25% off, 30% off. The idea is to buy, more, buy as much as you can. Buy 5 bags, five bags, $75 a bag. You're talking, what would that be? 350, 350, a little under $400, right? But then you get 30% off. So that's basically like buy two, get one free, right? But I was thinking about that, or going to a raw diet. There's a guy, there's a lot of different businesses, but they offer like monthly. They bring you delivery. They bring you a month's worth of supply, a month worth of raw food for your dog for like, I think it's a bill 20 or bill 40 a month. You figure if you got to buy 2 bags of dog food, that's $150, but you still need to mix it with some kibble, I would say, some dry dog food, mix it a little bit, some in there. Or you could just go strictly raw, which they call it a barf diet. So it's just, I guess, up to you how you want to do it. AIP, I do buy her a rib eye steak from Morton's for her birthday. She gets a messed up stomach for a day, but I love watching her eat it. Yeah. So you see, I've seen some of these guys that feed their dogs. I seen them open up like 10 things of well, maybe I think it was seven or eight things of hamburger meat. The log. Open it up, put it on this platter, big old platter. So he went the outside of the platter with hamburger meat, and then the inside he had liver, he had chicken quarters, and another meat. I can't remember what the other meat was. It might have been another organ, which is all good for him, right? That's why in the wild, that's why the animals, the lions, the hyenas, the leopards, and all that, they'll eat from the belly in the animal, because they're trying to get to all the organs. That's the best part of the meal: the liver, the kidneys, the heart, that's all there in the belly. So yeah, I don't know yet what I'm gonna do when it comes to that. You know what I mean? See Roscoe, yup, and deer antlers. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. If I'm gonna go with just the dry dog food, and add some like fish oil. Some of them oils they got, you can just cover a couple pumps and it helps with their coat and their skin and all that. Thank God, thus far I've had no issues with her skin, being itchy or none of that. The shampoo and the deodorant, I got them from shampoo, deodorized shampoo, and then I got the conditioner, puppy conditioner with can't remember the scent, the 2 cents, but they worked well. She didn't smell like, because my homeboy, when he brought her the dog to me, she smelled like dog, and he told me he washed her, and I didn't believe him. Because I was like, how does she still smell like that? Then I give her a bath, she still smelled like dog, so I believed him, right? Um, and so this third time, either I was gonna take her to have him done with the mobile groomer, but the money wasn't no issue. But the thing was, they weren't available until uh, let's see, it was a Thursday or Friday when I gave her a bath. Um, yeah, it was a Thursday, I believe it was, or Wednesday night. No, couldn't have been Wednesday night because that was I can't remember. Anyways, it was one of those days. Um, and they were like, we're not available until the Monday coming. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna wait that long. So I decided to give her a bath. I filled the tub all the way up. She's not scared of the water, so I'm hoping that when we go to the river or anything like that, she goes right in the water. Her father got some pictures of him in the water. Um, no pictures of in the water, but I'm gonna ask the homie about that because that's part of when it comes to advertising your dog as a puppy, and showing her the growth and all that. It's best to get videos, and it's best to get it in different places. You don't want to always just take pictures of your dog in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? So take them to the river, take them to the park, take them to the little mountains, little hills where you go hiking, or walking around sightseeing, or whatever the nature watch or whatever. Uh, you know what I mean? Tall grass, low grass, the snow, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the other day we went to the marina. So I got footage and pictures and of her there. You know what I mean? That's all important. Like I said, if you want to advertise a dog, that way you see the transformation of her as a puppy. Because I got pictures of Daisy's first born, just out of the womb, um, and all the way up until present today. So I got pictures of her as a month old, as 3 weeks old, what I mean, different ages like that, young. And then I got pictures of her parents when they were young. Um, and I can go back, revert to the mother or father about when they were babies. Oh well, look, this is what the father looked like when he was a baby, and this is what he did, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? And so I got all that, and I'm gonna start posting some of the pictures on Instagram and on the community tab, some of the older pictures. But it just shows the transformation of the dog, of in this case Daisy. You know what I mean? So it'll show the transformation, how they looked as a baby, how they look at 6 months old, 8 months old, 10 months old. And like I said, in her case, she's been. I want to say she probably started popping where she's not popping, but she's not one of those skinny puppies where you're dreading it. You're like, oh, when's she gonna get out of the stage? You know what I mean? She's already got size to her already. You know, uh, so it is what it is. But not to say none of her sons that'll happen. You know what I mean? Let's see the liver, though they go nuts for that. Fuck the Scottish humans. Go mad for Haggis. So just shows you. I don't even understand any of that. Haggis and Scottish humans. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Roscoe. But uh yeah, so I don't know what her sons will look like, by then, but I'm just gonna be patient. Get her embark testing done, be patient. We got our hands full with her, which what I mean is love wise, let's love on her like she's been getting. Let's continue doing that, continue showing her grow, start working with her, getting her more acclimated, going out in places and seeing people, get her used to, walking better on the leash and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And then later, like I said, the puppy will come. They depending on who you go through, most people, a good breeder shouldn't let the puppies go until 10 weeks old. Um, and then be monkey see, monkey do. Then you know what I'm saying? I know that works. It's happened so many times with me with different dogs. You see, the last 2-3 years, my Coco got old looking, and her bones are definitely getting old. That's life. She's almost 13. Yeah, she's almost 13. So that's what 90. That's 91 years old, I think, right?
let's see, 13. You said 13 times 7, right? 3 times 7 is 21. So 1, carry the 2, 91 years old. That's old. You know what I mean? So that's a good life, though. You know what I mean? That's a good life. It just sucks, though, when they get so bad, where they can't move and stuff like that. That sucks. When you get, they could barely use the restroom, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That part sucks about it. But I'm going to go ahead and tap on out. I want to, I can't, well, I'm going to give me that stick, that way when I'm shooting, I can hold the stick up instead of trying to hold the phone when she's playing with the tug. We're playing tug of war or fetch or the flirt pole. You know what I mean? It'd be easier to watch it. So with that being said, see, we got Daniel Ortiz, Jimenez stopped in for a minute. We got A1A, Sean, Yankees, IP, Justin Bieber, Roscoe. That was about it. See what Roscoe say. Nice. That's dope. Lou. Yeah, Lou. She's gonna be a big one. Easy. My sister in Texas. He's a monster too, bro. Yeah. Texas got some big ones too, man. There's one. You got the red. Well, I think it's called Royal Red Kennels or Red Royal Kennels out there, and they got brindles. I mean, not brindles. They got red ones. They got merles. I mean, big motherfuckers, right? And then there's another kennel called Lone Star Bullies. They're now located here in California, and I seen them the other day not the other day, but 2 weeks ago at the Lodi Bully Bash, and somehow their dog is related to Daisy too. I don't remember how it went, but there was even another dog there that was related to that dog that I'm speaking of from Lone Star State, and then the other side of the kennel, the not the kennel, the pedigree was related to Daisy. So Daisy's related to, or Chata was her grandfather. He was a Merle from Dusty's. I think it's called Dusty's Kennels. He passed away, but he has two brothers. I believe they're brothers. They're related. If they're not brothers, they're cousins, or one might be the father. I don't know how that works, but one Big Woodland and Pecas, and I posted those on my channel. On the there was two videos I did on the bullies, the bully bash, the XL bully bash in Lodi. It was a part 1 and part 2. One video is like 6 minutes, the other one was like 4 minutes. I posted the two uncles on there, and so they're from Scorpion Kennels, right? And then you got also the other grandfather on the paternal side, which is the father's father. His name was Tommy or Tommy Guns. I'm not sure, and he's also from Scorpion Kennels. And then the grandmother, excuse me, scratch that. The paternal grandmother is named Kimba. She's all gray with like half her face, I think was white, and so that's probably where she gets this color. The markings on her face. And then the maternal side, Horchata's the grandfather, like I said, and the litter, Daisy's mother. I think she had either one litter mate or two, and the rest of them are Merles. And I even have a picture of like her with like three of the other puppies, and they're Merles. And then I had a couple pictures of some of Daisy's mom's siblings that are full grown now, and they're Merle. I have a couple of those pictures. So it's Daisy's aunts and uncles. Um, so I got those pictures too. And okay, so then on the maternal side, like I said, Horchata's the grandfather, um, owned by Dusty from Dusty's Kennels, I think it's called. I think Chad owned it. Uh, and then the grandmother is Goldie from ERD or EPR. No, excuse me, it's either ERP Kennels or ER. It's either ERP or EPR Kennels, and he owns some dogs from both sides of the pedigree when it comes to Daisy. So I'm on a chat with them. I kind of talked to one of the guys a little bit, Tomayo, and that's when he told me about the cryptic Merle, and I'm like, well, what's that? What is Phantom Merle? And he said it's the same thing basically. Haggis is a Scottish national dish boiled in sheep's stomach with liver, kidneys, and barley like oats. It's boiled. It's a traditional. Okay, I got you. So yeah, there's a lot of shit to learn, man, when it comes to all this stuff and different terminology for this and that and such, and you know what I mean. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff I knew already, because I had a vision, and with my last dog Rojo, he was a red nose, red devil. Bryant's Red Devils is where they came from originally. And so I had got me a female, then bred Rojo to the female, and then kept the puppy, and then brought it back to him again. And that's inbreed, or inbreeding, And then you got line breeding, which is still two dogs related, but they're more separate. It's more like a aunt to a nephew, uncle to a niece, cousins, great uncle, great aunt, stuff like that. And then you got the outcross means you're breeding it just with a dog that's not even related. You know what I mean? So I was already doing some of that stuff. So I already had, like I said, I was already on track of doing things that breeders do, but didn't know the name of it. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, if you're not uh, improving the breed, then you're doing a disservice. Just put it that way. You want these dogs, because and this is a point that came up the other day. This guy, Daryl from Thrower's Bully. His name is Daryl Thrower. He said that, some of these dogs, they put their, they pass away and they put their pictures up with wings. Like, in other words, R.I.P. whoever the dog is. And he goes, the dog's only lasted, 2 years, and it's like they're already, telling about, rest in peace, legend, this and that, which, to each his own. But when it's your own dog, you're not trying to hear that shit. You're trying to, you know, praise your dog any way you can. But my point to what I'm getting to is that a lot of these dogs, you hear of their fathers, and they only made it to like 4 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old, passing away already. And it's like, damn, these dogs should be at least, depending on how big they are, the bigger they are, they usually die. They don't last long because the heart, stuff like that. But you figure, you say a 120-pound dog, American Bully, you figure they'll last like, they'll last like, 8 to 10 years. I would say. I think that's good. 8 to 10 years, for a 120-pound dog is pretty. That's where it's at, I believe. You know what I mean? But when you hear 4 years old, 3 years old passing away, that's young. That's hella young. So, if it's some type of issue, with some type of genetic issue, then you want to try to start breeding it with a female, or if it was a male, vice versa, something more healthier, and try to clean up whatever genetic, But sometimes when it comes to that stuff, you just can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? The genetic stuff, But as far as the physical attributes, you can change that and improve it and all that. But they call that the pheno and geno. I forgot exactly what it's called. The pheno is like what's behind the scenes, like what's under the hood that you can't see. And then the geno is what you can see. So the eye color, the hair color, the coat, the fur color, the feet, the back, the top line, and all that stuff. So, you should be improving the breed, because this is a young breed, right? They say the American Bully's only been around since 92-ish. So 30 years, a little bit plus, so you got to clean it up, make it better. And if you're not attempting to make it better, then you're just doing everybody a disservice as far as the community, the bully community. You know what I'm saying? You want to be out here. You want to show people that your dog, like when we go to the events, your dog's not mean. It could be around other dogs. Everything's all good as long as they're not being teased and provoked or anything like that. But just a normal day, just acting normal, everything's good. You know what I mean? And that's the way it should be. But we're out here promoting them and showing them that, like, look, there's the other dogs running around. She's good or he's good. Not getting aggressive with nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's all pluses. So that's why I try to get her out as much as I can, which I've been doing a damn good job of it. She's been going everywhere with us: Home Depot, Winko's, wherever, the grocery store. Anywhere we go, she goes. You know what I'm saying? All right, Sean, check you out. And and that's why that's the that's the how to say, it's the that's what the reason is for everything. Is to put them out there, showing them that they're good dogs. They're not. It's just it's not true what they say about them. Yeah, they pit bulls. They're mixed with American Pit Bull Terrier, yeah, or Staffordshire, but they also have French bulldogs, English bulldogs, whatever they put in them to make them those shorter ones. Exotics, the micros, whatever they put in them to make them look like that. And then the bigger ones, like I got the breeds they use to make them bigger. You know what I'm saying? So all those come into play. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard like 4 or 5 people saying they did a DNA test on their dog, and majority of them come back with 60%, 65% either American Pit Bull Terrier or Staffordshire, and the rest, and these were all XL owners. The rest were like American Bulldog, and I heard um, American Bulldog, and what was the other one I heard? Barbell, whatever it is. All right, Roscoe, I'll tip you out. I'm about to tap out too. So yeah, but thanks to everybody for tapping in. I appreciate everybody, man. Um, and everybody that's gonna come and watch it after it's uploaded by YouTube. And feel free to comment, man, if anything I said is you don't agree with, or anything I said that I didn't complete because I got sidetracked or whatever. You want to make a point that you feel that I didn't make, or something you think I misstated or misspoke, feel free to correct me. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody knows of any upcoming events, drop that. So um, there's Saturday. There's a meet and greet in the park in Mickey's Grove Park. It's a park in the zoo. Um, Tiger's Den Bully Gang out of Stockton is putting that on, and I guess I spoke to the owner. What he's doing is they're promoting some of their studs. So they're doing a video shoot with their studs, so they can promote it. And after they're done doing what they're doing with their dogs with pictures and videos, then it'll be open for like someone like me who wants to have the kids and the kids pictures with the dogs, or the dogs by themselves, or the whole family. However the agreement you make with the photographer. It's all professional equipment. The people are professional photographers. This came out of Tiger's Den Bullies Gang's owner's mouth from him to me. So I know it's legit. So we're going to that. That's this Saturday. And then he's throwing an event April 15th at Oak Park in Stockton. And it's going to be a show. And I think that one is outdoors. That one will be all outdoors, I believe. I don't think Oak Park has anything indoor. I don't think they have an indoor facility there. Um, but I'm looking forward to that. And, her ears are pretty much all the way healed now. There's just one little scab in the inside. It's not really a scab. It's just like dried up. I guess it's kind of scabby, but for the most part, everything else, I got it all good. The antibiotics she took helped. Also, when I gave her a bath, a lot of that loose hairs and stuff just came right out, so that made it look a lot better. So I'm able to just grab her ears now. I don't like squeeze them, but I'm just talking about I could pet her all around and it doesn't even bother her. So it turned out good. I made that video, crop versus flop. Some people don't like it. They don't like people getting their dog's ears done. I understand what they're saying, but sometimes people just need to respect other people's opinions and what they feel. And then also, not only that, but just like it's like too much attacking. It's like more like, oh, how would you like it? And then it's more like that instead of just being like, well, you know what? I don't agree with it, but I don't think you should do that. I respect that. I respect all of it, but I'm just saying some people don't know how to take those, somewhat attacks. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I prefer cropped ears, especially if the dogs have real big old Dumbo ears like she had. And my last dog I had, Rojo, he had big old Dumbo ears too. It just takes away from their look, like their head size. It just, but like I said, to each his own. And people are gonna say what they say. They're either gonna agree with it or they're not. So it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm a big boy. I can take it. You know what I'm saying? So so I made that little video, cropped or flopped, right? Like Junior Little Lou's dog, his dog had little ears, so that would be all right. I wouldn't be tripping on that at all. But hers were just big old Dumbo. And you can see some of them dogs too. Those ones that are real thin, they got big ears. They look more like a German Pointer than an American Bully because they just haven't popped yet. That's just how they look at that age, you know. So you know, it's kind of funny the way they look though. But she's just already that bulky look. She got that bulky look from pretty much day one. Um, and I tripped out. Like even now, her coat was gray, like all the way gray when I got her. Now it's starting to show some brown in there. So I tripped out on that. But another guy I was conversating with, his puppies are cousins to her somehow. Well, not somehow. Or Chata, the same Merle grandfather to Daisy. He's also grandfather or great grandfather to these puppies. And I was trying to figure out by looking at the pedigree like how they're related. But so far, only thing I know is I found out they're related because he's their grandfather. Um, and that's the thing when it comes to these dogs. You know, when you got a stud, you know your stud's being bred to all these different dogs. Besides dogs in your own yard, other people are coming at you to breed with your dog. You know, if they got a good bloodline, they want that bloodline, to intermingle with what they got going on with the females they bought. You know what I mean? So you got, for example, somebody brought up Gotti or a Razor's Edge. So say the dogs you got are Gotti, Razor Edge, but then I have a no fly zone. We'll say no fly zone bloodline. You know what I mean? So now you introduce the no fly zone bloodline to your bloodline. Thumbs up kennels, whatever it is, right? And now you introduce the no fly zone bloodline in there because you're trying to get a look you want for your own kennels for the future to have a certain look. So now you introduce, like I said, no fly zone male to the ring, to the yard. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. So you know, it's so like I said, my male's going over here to thumbs up kennels, but then I also bred them besides my male that I bred to, say, 3 different females in my yard. Now I just bred to a thumbs up kennel, and he's also been bred to all star kennel, or all star bullies, number one bullies, West Coast bullies, East Coast bullies, um, uh, have it your way bullies, all these different kennels that he's also been bred with. So the name starts getting out there. So now he's a father to this puppies, and now he's a grandfather to these other puppies. And before you know it, he's been bred, say 10 times, 60 puppies, right? And then it's gonna go to grandkids, right? And so boom, boom, boom. That's how it goes. But then a lot of times, this dog's a half brother or half sister to this dog. You know what I mean? Because their dad has been studded out, and so that's how that works. So a lot of times the dog is half brothers and half sister. Then they have a puppy. Now that puppy is a niece or nephew to that dog, right? And then say it's a niece, and then say later on you bring back that niece to that uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. That's how they call that they call that line breeding. You know what I mean? That's how that works. They're related, but they're not like strongly related as like a brother and sister, or a father and daughter, or mom and son. You know, um, but everybody's got their own ideology and beliefs on what they think is cool to do and not cool to do, and it is what it is. Some people believe that it's okay to take a father to let's see how that go. Some believe it's okay to take a father to a daughter, but it's not okay to take a mom to a son, or vice versa. But then some think either one's okay. It's just that brother and sister thing that's a no. You know what I mean? So like I said, each his own, man. Some people believe when you start off with when you start off your own a yard or your own kennel, you got a female, and then you got, say, two or three daughters of hers, right? Or you have 2 daughters and a son, and then you got one dog that's like a cousin or a nephew to the aunt, aunt and nephew, or niece and uncle. You know what I mean? Or cousins, or half brother and sister. And then that last dog is no relation at all, but might look like those dogs. You know what I mean? I've heard people say like that last dog should look like your dogs that are related, as far as the color and all that, and resemble them, but not be related. So that's the vision. That's one of the visions I got. So when I breed Daisy, because all Daisies, I've had her looked at already by a couple kennels, owners of kennels, and everything about her is good. her feet, her front, she don't have no east and west. Her rear angulation is good. Her top line's good. She don't have an underbite or overbite. Um, she got the short snout. You know what I mean? Um, she's got good pedigree. You know what I mean? But she don't have no puppies to ever show. But my plan is this: she'll be my starting dog. I'll keep two daughters out of her, at least two daughters, maybe three, and a son. Right, and we're gonna go from there. You know, I might get a boy before then. You know what I mean? Maybe start a little early on trying to start your own line. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of different angles. We'll see how, you know, when that time comes, because you figure she's 6 months old. She hasn't had a heat yet. You figure one heat probably any day. I would think. I would say any day from now to 2 months, and then another heat anywhere from 4 to 8 months after that, and then that last one. So you're talking about, you know, you're talking about 8 months, 2 months, 8 months, and 6 months. So you're talking about anywhere from 14 months to 14 months to 18 months from now, probably something like that. Because her third heat, right? Her third heat, usually their ages will be like where you want full maturity, 18. I would say 18 to 24 months, but probably more, even more realistically, 20 to 24 months. You know what I mean? That third heat, that way she's mature, she'll know what to do when the puppies come out. Hopefully, if not, you might have to help her with the first one. And what I mean by that, when the first one comes, you know, make sure that sack gets busted open, the puppy's breathing. You know what I mean? Wipe that puppy off the best you can, and then put it by her. Sometimes the dogs don't respond until the second puppy comes. Sometimes the third puppy. Sometimes they might not respond at all, and you gotta literally coach them. You know what I mean? So you got that, you know, and then when it comes to a boy, you know, you can breed a boy. I've heard different things. I heard guys say a year old, but I've heard other guys say 9 months, just depending on how they're looking already. Are they looking already like, you know, like they body? You know what I mean? Like they body, like Mr. P say, I'm body. They body. I'm body. You know what I'm saying? Is it body? That means basically is it a beast already looking like a beast, right? Beast mode is 9 months, 10 months, you're letting them breed. You know what I'm saying? They're not mature at all, but they got the goods. You know what I mean? Say it like that. You know, so it's a difference on males and females when it comes to males and females. You got to know what the difference is. You got to be educated on it. Just like with anything else, you got to study it, look up on things, research stuff. If you don't know anything yet, that's your your concern, not nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to, you know, make money in the world of business, the world of economy, capitalism. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to make. It takes money to make money. That's why they say, you know, you don't make money after probably the third heat. I mean, the third litter. Um, you know, in the meantime, you've been taking care of your dog for 2.5, 3 years. You know, so before you even get a puppy, you know, you probably bought the dog for 5,000. We'll say, uh, you know, that first you got to get all the parvo, the rabies, the license, and all that shit. Another $100 at least. No, it's more than that. If you can go to a clinic, you can get it cheaper, like the rabies shot. But the 7-in-1, the 9-in-1, whatever it's called now, you can go get those at the pet store and you can give them to your puppy yourself. That would be the cheaper route, especially as a breeder. You know, you're gonna have 8 puppies, 6 puppies, 10 puppies. You go get the thing and do it yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna take them down to the vet. You know, you got to pay for the visit. The visit's gonna be about $100, and then you know, each puppy, boom. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a few $100. You know, and you go back to the pet store 6 weeks later, 6 weeks later, you go back to the pet store, you buy another one. Boom, give it to your dog again. Boom, and then another 4 to 6 weeks, you go back and you get the down, which is the third one, and boom, you give it to them, and you're good. Now you're good for like a year. And then you just take her and, you know, get another. When it comes time to get the rabies, the parvo, you do it again. The rabies, you got to take to the vet, which I suggest you go to a clinic because they don't charge you for the visit. You know what I mean? You get the rabies for like $25. That's what I pay for. Otherwise, you go to the vet. The visit's like almost $100, so it's about $125. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you say you have a litter and you take them all together, you have 6 puppies, 8 puppies, 10 puppies. How do they consider that? Is that just one visit, or do they charge you a litter visit or something like that? I don't know, but that's a must. You got to have those shots. I don't believe it's the buyer's responsibility to get those shots. It's the breeders, and make sure that and it's got to be three. It's a series of three. You know what I'm saying? One every 4 to 6 weeks, and then the second one, boom. Like I said, every 4 to 6 weeks, and then that last one, boom, and then you're done. When it comes to that, for a whole year. You know what I mean? And the rabies too is every year. Then you got to get the license, the tags and license, all that. You know what I mean? It can be expensive. You're talking about within, like I just said, you buy the puppy 5,000 within, let's say the first, by the time the dog becomes two, right? Because you figure that you don't get the dog for a couple of months, so you don't necessarily have it for the full 2 years, unless you're the one with the mother and you raised, you had the litter and all that. But I'm talking about somebody that gets a dog from somebody. You don't usually get it. They don't let the dogs go to like they're almost 3 months old, right? Like 10 weeks. So minus 10 weeks off the 2 years old. You know what I mean? So when they become 2 years old, you bought the dog for 5,000. After the shots and all that, the first year was another couple thousand in food and all that, and then the next year again another 1,500. So you're talking about already like $7,000, $8,000 you got into the dog with feeding, vet bills, and that's if everything goes good. If you have any issues, the vet is going to be obviously a whole lot more. So before you even have a puppy, you already done spent $7,000, $8,000 on this dog. And if you got multiple dogs, then it's gonna, obviously the price is gonna go more. And then you have to take in consideration that you never had puppies before with the female. Your male never had puppies. You never bred them before with anybody else. And even if you take, say, Daisy to a well-known dog, a well-known male from a well-known kennel, she still never had puppies before. So you still can't, because say it's Willy Wonka, you're breeding her with Willy Wonka. And Willy Wonka is well-known. He has over 400, 500 puppies out there, from 4 or 5 years of breeding them in your yard and studying them out, that you have that you can still even rely on. You could rely on it somewhat, but you still can't fully rely on that because you never had puppies with your dog. So you have to go by, well, hey, I bred her with Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka has over 300 puppies out there, but I've never bred her before. It's her first time, so we're only asking, three 3,000 for the puppies instead of getting 10,000 because it's Willy Wonka. You know what I mean? That's how it works. You know what I mean? Michael Mormile, what's going on there? Good afternoon, everyone. What's up? Roscoe P. Coltrane. So yeah, I was just gonna tap out, Mike, because I've been on here already almost 2 hours. I'm starving too. I'm gonna go home and eat. Feed my little one too. So yeah, so with that being said, man, again, thanks to everybody that tapped in. Michael Mormile, Roscoe, Sean, IP, Yankees for Life, Justin Bieber. Who else tapped in here? Daniel Ortiz, A1A, Edwin Jimenez. Yeah, Daniel Ortiz, and those that are just watching without speaking, I appreciate you guys for tapping in. And again, anybody that's going to tap in and watch this later on, I thank you guys as well. And anybody that, like I said, drop any comment about, okay, I was at the park with the kids. Yeah, I'm at the park too. I'm with my kid, but I'm with Daisy, that kid. She's over here chewing on a stick. What do you got? Huh? What do you got? Chewing on a stick. All right, so I'm going to tap out. I'll holler at you guys later.